Well, I was really intimidated at first when I found out that this topic is organization, because that is my absolute weakness.
So one of my biggest challenges as an aspiring minimalist has been dealing with kid stuff, and especially the fact that we homeschool. So when you homeschool, especially if your kids are different ages, it can be a lot of stuff involved. So that's one of the challenges we've had, is keeping our homeschool materials and homeschool stuff streamlined and sort of organized as best we can. So we have tried lots of different things. And one of the things that has really helped is converting our coat closet to a homeschool closet. So I'm going to show you about that now. So trying to be intentional and minimalist as homeschoolers is definitely challenging. This is what used to be our coat closet, and we have converted it to a homeschool closet. Now I am sharing this organizational idea, and I understand that it really needs to be neatened up. So the actual organization sometimes suffers because, you know, people are in a hurry when they're putting things away. But the idea of, you know, converting a coat closet into a homeschool storage space, I think is a really helpful one, because we really had nowhere else to put it. And I just couldn't think of any way we could store our stuff. So this has really worked really well for us. We just, instead of keeping our coats in this closet, we put all our coats in our own closets with the rest of our clothes. And then we got these shelves from Costco, and got these bins from Walmart, and we just have my kids' names. We have a couple of different other things that we keep there. We've got a basket for our bigger stuff, like our hole punch. These are all the textbooks they use each week. That's a bin of dog supplies. Then we've got some art supplies down there that are labeled. And then this is just a shoe organizer, pocket organizer, and it works great for all the miscellaneous school supplies and art supplies that we have. So our pencils, our pens, our labels. That's a math game. We've got some special paint pens that we use for different projects. We've got some bubbles that we sometimes pull out when we're going outside, glue gun, tape, all that good stuff. So this has been really, really helpful. I love the fact that it's clear, so we really don't have to label things, and it's easy to keep things pretty organized. I know it looks messy, but I do know where everything is. It's really easy to grab, so I really like that.
One of my personal favorite organizational areas of my house, there aren't many of them, but I've had this tack board since, well, I think it was my dad's when I was a kid, and he gave it to me in high school or something. So I painted it all these colors, and I really loved the way it looked. I think I did that in high school or in college or something. And I've got some decorative tacks from Target, and I've just been hanging my necklaces on it ever since. It used to be so crowded, and basically this kind of keeps me accountable because I can't clutter it up. I can't get too many necklaces on there without it looking terrible. I can't organize things very well. It's not my thing. And honestly, so I realized the spin that I should put on it is the one that makes me that makes it difficult for me, basically. So the reason it's difficult for me is because I hate spending money. And that's a big part with minimalism, is you don't want to go and just buy a bunch of containers, right? You don't want to go to the container store and just spend a bunch of money and put all of your junk and stuff. So obviously organization should come second to getting the excess out of your life. And I am in that phase where we just haven't gotten there yet in our house. We're still really working on it. And because I'm so loath to spend money, I realized maybe I should go with that. Maybe that's the topic I should go over, is how to try to organize your things as best you can without spending money, or with spending as little as possible. So my first suggestion is check out Do It on a Dime. She is so great. She does stuff, mostly like dollar store organization stuff. I'm sure a ton of you have heard of her. She has a huge channel and a huge following, and she's really awesome, and she has some great tips. She goes over how to organize your refrigerator based off of dollar store finds. She'll let everyone know when the dollar store is having really cute, really cheap, functional stuff in their stock, in their inventory. So she is one of my favorite people for just being organized in a way that is very budget accessible. So I thought I would just take you through really briefly and show you some things that I have done. Honestly, not organized in an amazing way, but organized in a accessible way and in a creative way for what I have to work with. I mostly shop my home. I don't really buy many containers. So I'm just gonna be going through my house and showing you a few things that I've done with just working with what I have. So I hope you will join me and I hope you'll enjoy some of these little tips for you. But this is just one of the $3.99 boxes at IKEA. They're really cheap. And I just had an extra one from the kids' toy storage because I had a Duplo box for them. So I use it to store my bathing suits, my bathing suit cover up, and a lot of my summer stuff, a lot of my shorts and sleeveless shirts. And that has just been going in my closet on the top shelf. So not mind-blowing at all, just a really cheap, easy way to keep your summer stuff stashed away for when you're ready to bring it out again. And because I have so little, it kind of all just fits in this box.
So one more thing I wanted to show you in regard to homeschooling is this bag that I've used for file storage and also just kind of office supplies. It's a 31 tote, but I'm going to link to a similar tote for you on Amazon if you don't have a 31 tote. And it's just got all these great pockets so you can put your pens and pencils, and I've got some business cards, like some flyers for my blog here and different things like that. And then inside I just have our school files and just some medical stuff, just different things that I basically need to file, but they all fit really neatly into this little bag. I try to keep stuff really not for very long. I kind of go through them frequently so that we're not hanging on to stuff that doesn't need to be kept. But this has been really, really helpful. And I like that it's portable. There have been times where I've carried it with me as I'm going through different categories of paperwork. I've carried it with me just so I can sit down and do it outside with the kids while they're at the park or something. And the handles make it nice. You can also zip this one up. Some of them I think don't zip. And then I keep it in this IKEA storage cube. It fits pretty nicely in there. And you know, this has been helpful for us to keep our files in a kind of a organized and small space way.
So everyone knows about under the bed boxes, but something that I've been doing recently that's really helped me is I've been keeping a IKEA topless like slide under the bed box for my baby's clothes. So we have a 12-month-old. She sleeps in the guest room right now until she's old enough to move in with the other kids. And it became really difficult to do laundry because I felt like every time I had a chance to do laundry, it was when she was napping. So I could never put her clothes away because we were keeping them in the guest room. So I realized we need to keep them in our room, and I want them easily accessible, and there's not a ton of them. So what do you do? Well, this is what I came up with, and it's really been working for us. So this is our under bed space, and I have a whole thing for winter clothes down here. For me, that is just excess, like stuff that I need if it snows, stuff like that. But there's plenty of space under here, so I just keep this sliding box. I have one of these each for the kids, and I'll show you guys the other kids' ones as well. But all of her, and this was unplanned for me, so I'm showing you what it looks like day to day. So I have her clothes in here. This is just about everything. I have a few extra stuff in the guest room, like sleep sacks, if she, you know, wets one of them or whatever. But this is just the inventory we have right now. And this has worked so well for us, even though she's not sleeping in our room anymore, just to have her stuff in our room, because I've just found that whenever I do laundry and whenever I need clothes for her, they're always just right here because no one really naps in our room right now. So that is working super well for me. Every time we vacuum in here, I just pull all the stuff out from under the bed. There's like 2, maybe 3 things. I set them on top of the bed. I wipe off the dust if that's necessary, and I just run the vacuum, and it's really just no big deal. And this is not going to be a forever system because when she's older, she'll move in with the other kids, and we'll probably get her a drawer and a dresser. But right now, it works great for her as a baby.
So in the kids' bathroom, or technically the guest bathroom, I was just going to show you what we did. Because this is a very small space, it does not have any kind of storage. There's no drawer here. Those are just faux drawers. we got this little triple drawer from Walmart, and each of my kids has a drawer for their toothbrushes and their toothpaste. So that's been what we've done to take the place of the fact that we have no drawers in this bathroom. So one of my favorite things that we have done in our kitchen is creating this sort of beverage cart for our coffee and for our water filter, mostly because I think it looks nice, but also it has freed up a lot of counter space because we don't have to have those two items on our counter. So our counters remain really pretty clear at most of the time because of this little cart. So we also put our fruit in there. Those baskets were just from Aldi. And then we have our pitchers so that we can pour the water into the filter and out of the filter when it's clean. So that's a cart from Costco.
Is there anyone on the planet who is a parent who has not yet seen the IKEA cart, diaper stash, like cloth diaper situation? I think I've mentioned this before. I think everyone tends to gravitate towards this because it's very affordable, it's very easy, it rolls, which is great because you can move it from room to room. So we cloth diaper as much as we can, but we do go through phases where it's just too much laundry, it's overwhelming. We have 3 under 5. When my third was born, we had 3 under 4. So they were all in diapers, and it's just been a lot. And our oldest is now just in pull-ups when he sleeps. But this has been great because when we're overwhelmed with laundry or whatever it is, we just switch to disposable for a season, for a while, whatever it takes. And we just go right back to this because we can put the disposables right in here as well. And there are 3 tiers, so 1 for each of our children, and that works really great for us right now. We put the cream in there too and the wipes, and it's just easy. And if I feel like I have to, I can even tell one of the kids to bring the whole cart to me because it rolls. And my favorite tip about this cart, if you can do this, now if you're flying, obviously this isn't gonna work, and if you have too much stuff, it's not gonna work. But for us personally, with our minivan and the amount of stuff that we take on trips to our kids' grandparents' houses, we have been able to actually just put this entire cart in the car and then we just set it up in the room where we're staying when we go to the grandparents' house. And at first I was hesitant about it. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, but it actually worked great because I didn't have to pack or unpack anything. I kept the diapers right where they go at home, and then when we got back, I was able to unpack them by just taking the whole cart out and bringing it upstairs again, right where it goes, and everything was set. And that is exactly the way I like to do things. Packing and unpacking are very stressful for me. So anything that I can do to just kind of mitigate that stress and to take things out of the equation that I have to do is such a relief for me. And that brings me to the kids stuff too. So I'm about to go show you guys the kids clothes. I've already made a video on this, but I'm gonna go over it real fast. Once again, this is real life. This is how it is. I'm not gonna arrange it or refold anything, and these are the kids. So they get their own clothes and they do make a huge mess. So we have labels here showing their names so they know who is who, whom's is who. They know what belongs to whom. So we apparently need to do laundry, but so this is my first daughter's box, and it is the same thing as the babies. And I keep these under their beds, and that is just an easy way for me to teach them how to dress themselves and try to put their own laundry away. We're working on that. And I like that it just slides in and out. It's no big deal. And they stack. We have not gotten lids for them, and I don't even know if we need to, but they stack. And what we'll do when we go on trips is we'll just take it right out with all their clothes in there. I don't have to decide what they need and what they don't. I just bring everything that we have. It's all in here. And we just stack them on top of each other and go on our trip, and we're ready to go. We just put them right in the car, and then when we get home, we just slide them right back under the bed. So in the car, this is kind of the space that it takes up. So we'll have those, and then maybe the baby's on top. Sometimes I pack a suitcase with my stuff and the baby's stuff together, but even 3 of these stacked on top of each other is such a small surface area for the car for all of our kids' clothing. And it has just worked really well for us. This is my favorite thing that I've done so far. And remember, I was talking about how annoying it is to try to put laundry away at the end of the night when I feel like, you know, if I'm doing laundry after dinner and my kids are already in bed asleep, I can't put their stuff away. So then I ended up having all these piles of their clothing on my dresser. It would last all night. Sometimes I would forget until the next day when they were napping, and then they were napping, so I couldn't do it either. So the solution that I came up with was, if I have laundry to do, I take their boxes right out from under the bed and put them in my room. And then I do the laundry after they've gone to bed, and their boxes are full, their clothes are clean, folded, organized, everything looks good. And I'll stack them and just put them on the floor of our room until the next morning. And it's very obvious to me because I'll see the boxes and I'll just put them right back where they go. And that's been such a stress reliever, because honestly, I don't know if this is something that other people can relate to or if it's just me, but with little kids in their own room, it's hard for me to get their laundry done and put away in their room because they're always sleeping when I feel like I have the time to do it. So this was my solution, and it's been working great.
I don't know if anybody would be interested in this, but this is a piece of furniture from my grandmother's. I don't actually know what it was originally for. If anybody happens to recognize it and know what it was used for, please let me know. But it just became a really perfect place for us to store our essential oils. I just kept this insert from a box of bottles that I got, and then it's actually empty apparently. And I kept this because this is how these came, and so it just works really well in the drawer. And these are where I keep my extra bottles that are empties, and I use them for other things, or I give them away for other people to use them. So I really like this for essential oils. It's really fun to have it all in one place, and I do think the piece of furniture is really pretty. If anybody knows what this was originally used for, please let me know. Something else I wanted to show y'all that I have been doing for a few months is, after I went through my son's room with him and we decluttered and straightened and kind of put things away as needed, then we took some photos. So we took some photos of the spaces the way that we wanted them to look, what we considered to be neat, and picked up. And I laminated those photos together and hung them up here. Make sure you put everything in the right place. And I don't think that this is something that all kids might need, but this really does help my son because he doesn't always notice when things are out of place. He has a little bit of trouble focusing. He's a little bit ADD. And these photos help him to remember how things are supposed to look. So this is our living room. We do keep it pretty basic. We don't do a lot of decor, at least not right now. In our lives, we just kind of stick a couple things on the mantle and call it good. We recently repainted. I mean, it's been a few months, but instead of putting everything back on the walls, I just thought we would see how it goes without anything on the walls, and we've kind of enjoyed it that way. So the things that I wanted to point out in the living room that are sort of nice organizational things that we've changed is our entertainment center. We went from a big, bulky, like wall unit to this really small footprint one from IKEA. Just doesn't take up much space at all. It's nice and narrow. And then put all of our DVDs and CDs into those black binders to make it nice and streamlined and easy to access. We can organize them however we want. We don't have to keep all those bulky cases around. So I do really like that about the new way we're doing it.
I got this really cheap, unattractive, I think this is like a blanket holder or a yarn holder back in the day. I don't remember what these are actually called, but I got this at Salvation Army for like $3. And it's not my favorite because it's cheap and it's not great, but it totally functions for us. So what I've been doing is keeping just a manageable amount of books out for them upstairs, and the rest we keep on a bookshelf downstairs. So when we get bored of these books, we'll just go and swap them out, and I can take this entire thing down and just empty it onto the bookshelf and get new ones. So that is helping us to stay sane when we read books over and over and over again.
Another huge challenge in my life has been laundry. Laundry seems to take up so much time, also take up so much space. We do not have a traditional laundry room. We have sort of a laundry closet. So the space that was getting taken up by piles and piles of stuff was driving me crazy. I felt like I was always washing clothes. I was never finished with the task, and it was just something that was a daily frustration to me. So I really tried to address the laundry issue, and so I came up with a few things that have helped our laundry routine. So this is our laundry hamper. This is our divided laundry hamper that we got on Amazon. It rolls, but we don't really roll it. We basically use it to sort our laundry in 3 different categories. One is regular kind of sturdy fabric that all gets washed cold. Our second pile is delicates that get washed on delicate and might be hung dry depending. And then our third bin we use for special items that need to be washed a certain way or that I'm going to set aside and wash separately, or anything that is high maintenance, dry clean, anything like that will go in the third bin of our cart. So instead of putting all of our stuff in one bin like we used to, it is pre-sorted so that we can just take the load when it's full, put it straight into the wash. This one gets washed cold, regular, I guess. This one is cold delicate, and then this one we just, depending on what is in there, I just treat it carefully. So that has really, really helped. There's no more piles of laundry on my floor. I'm not having to sort through the entire family's laundry. And then I'm going to show you what I do with the kid stuff. So this is my son's closet. This is his hamper. Everything goes into his hamper all together, and it is washed all together in one load on cold, and then he can come and put it all away. So there's no more sorting between different family members' items, and there's no more sorting between warm and cold and different colors. We just don't do any of that. We found that it didn't make a big difference for the kind of fabric that we're washing. We have a lot of sturdy natural fabrics, and they do not need to be washed any particular way, especially my 8-year-old son. His stuff just goes all in one load. There's absolutely no need to fuss over any of it. So my daughters have their own hamper, so they each have their time on the schedule where they're supposed to go put their laundry in, and then they switch it, and then they go put it away. So it's just one quick step instead of many sorting steps. So quitting sorting, just quitting the sorting has been like a really big time saver for our laundry routine. So this is our laundry closet. Pretty basic. We use that hamper just for all of our towels and wet rags and things like that. But I just wanted to show one thing that I found on Amazon that I really love. Because we don't have a real laundry room and don't have a ton of laundry space, I was having trouble hanging dry some of our clothes that needed to hang dry. So what we found were these, just ignore that everything needs to be painted, of course, but these sort of jointed, they actually tip up. They've got a hinge there. And they're just hooks, so you can hang 6 hangers up on each one, those arms, and that lets our stuff just nicely hang dry in our laundry room, and it doesn't have to be hanging in my bathroom or hanging across the hall. I don't have to leave the laundry room door open to hang it above like I used to do. So yeah, that has been another laundry saving organizational tip that we have used.
If you are interested in my kids' toys organization, I did an entire video on it and I will link it below. It's actually pretty much stayed functional for us. A few things in the door organizer have definitely gotten switched around, but everything is kind of contained and basically where it should go, and it's months later. So I think it's working really well, and it helps us to do toy rotation, which I'm a big believer in, and it helps our kids to learn to clean up. So check out that video down below. I'll leave it in the description box.
Over by our front door, I wanted something to help keep our masks ready to go by the door so that we could easily grab them. And with 5 people, we do kind of have a lot of masks. We use reusable masks, and we have kind of a lot. We have different sizes and colors and stuff. So I found these baskets on Amazon. I really like them because they kind of match some of our other living room decor. And we use that one for clean masks. And over here, we use this basket just for things that used to hang by the door, and now we just put them in there. So that includes my keys, the dog's leash, and sometimes we have hand sanitizer or sunglasses or something that we need to grab as we go out. And I also got a lanyard for my mask so I can wear it when I'm running errands. It's nice to be able to take it on and off really easily. And then there's my purse. So that's by our front door.
So for the kitchen, definitely the biggest change we've made is just clearing off our surfaces, clearing off our counters, putting everything away up in the cabinets. Even if I didn't feel like there was space, making a way to put everything away at the end of the day and even throughout the day has made a huge difference in my ability to keep things organized, keep things put away the way they need to be, and then making cleaning easy. The biggest goal for me for minimalism is basically taking stress off myself, taking stress off of my family, taking our tasks, making them easier, and making, the cleaning process more simple so that we can get a good clean quickly. I don't want cleaning to be hard. I don't want it to take forever. I want it to be done easy and quick. And that's what clearing our counters has done for our kitchen.
And this is, how we keep our counters. We really do try to keep our counters clean. It makes a big difference when it comes to cleaning and stuff like that. So the one other thing that I wanted to show y'all in the kitchen about organization is our coaster tray. We've gone through a couple different designs for our coaster tray, but this is what we really like. We have just a little board with some feet on it, and our tiles are attached so that each person has their own spot to put their beverages. So I guess I'm the person that has always like 17 different cups around the house, and it was really hard to keep track of everyone's cups, and I felt like we were washing dishes all the time. So now this is where we keep our cups. We can put coffee cups. You can see my son even has like a second cup because that's his juice along with his water. That's fine, but it's nice to have somewhere to put our cups. That has made a huge difference in how many dishes we have to wash.
Well guys, thank you so much for watching this whole video with us. If you are new here because of the Minimal Moms playlist on house minimalism, please leave a comment down below so that we will know where you're coming from and so that we can welcome you to the channel. We hope that you like and subscribe. We are having so much fun with this playlist and all the channel growth that we've gotten because we're a really small channel, and we just appreciate all the support we've gotten from you guys. I hope that this has helped you and maybe inspired you with your own house, and just little easy tips, maybe simple tricks to get your house more organized, because at the end of the day, that really is what we want, is to be able to just spend more time with our families and have more quality time at home. So thank you for being here, and please like and subscribe.